Hi everybody, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be changing this old regular light switch to a C by GE light switch, smart switch as well that you can control with your phone. And just keep in mind, this is not sponsored by GE at all. And also, I am not an electrician. Now we're about to unbox the C by GE smart switch. So this is the faceplate. There's another piece that is attached to right here, and I'll take that out. So this is the actual switch, as you can see. And this switch, this paddle switch, is not one of those paddle switches where you click the top and the bottom to turn it on and off. You just click the bottom to actually turn it on and off. See, 3 wires, just like it says on the box. This is the ground, it's represented by green, and then you have 2 blacks. So the good thing about this is that these 2 wires are reversible. I could actually hook up any one of them to the black, and I could hook up the other one to the white. So this thing here, what you're supposed to do is take out your light bulb, put this in where the light bulb goes, and then put your light bulb here. That's going to help it prevent it from flickering or dimming out. A quick tip, I actually have a room where it has more than 1 light, and I was trying to figure out if I need more than 1 of these to use in that room, because again, the room that I have, it has about 4 lights, I think 3 to 4 lights, and this box only comes with 1. To my understanding, all you need is 1 of these. So even if you have multiple lights in your light fixture, you just need 1. So now we have these right here. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that the power actually works. Just to let you know, this is a room that I am working on. This room was like really bad. I could probably put a quick clip of me actually working on this room. But again, today focuses this light. So the next thing you want to do is run down to the switch box, find the switch that's powering this room, and turn the power off. The next thing you want to do is check, make sure that the power is off. You want to have something to actually test that out just to make sure. As you can see, everything is okay and we're good to go. But I like to be extra safe, so I got something else just to make sure. So when I take off the plate, use this as well. And I'm trying to do this with 1 hand, so excuse me if it's not coming out right. One thing I like to do as well is just take a quick look in there just to see what's going on. So now the next thing I want to do is use this, test the power to make sure. The last one that I use, which is this one, is a contactless voltage tester. This one is a contact voltage tester. So this one you actually have to touch, the wires to get a reading of it. One of these, you want to make sure you put the black to ground first and then the red to the hot wires, right? You don't want to do it the other way around. If you put the red first, it can actually mess up your voltage tester. So you want to ground it first and then put it on the hot wire, right? So because we're looking for voltage, we're going to put it on this. As you can see, AC. So now I'm putting it on ground and touching the wires. So what I'm looking for now when I'm touching the wires is here I'm looking for 120 volts. 120 volts means that is a hot wire. You don't want to mess with it, especially if you're not an electrician. If it's not 120, you still see like a little bit of reading, but that means maybe there could just be a little bit of current still inside of the wires. What we're looking for is 120. As you can see, we're not getting 120. It may give you these little numbers here just because there still may be a little bit of current still flowing in there, just a little bit, like ghost current. But you're looking for 120. Another reason why I wanted to use the contact voltage tester is because when I was using this, I was getting a bit of a reading. And again, it could just be from, you know, current still flowing in there. But as you can see, when I'm moving around here, it's not sensing anything, but when I get close, it does, right? So these things are strong, and it is made to pick up. It is made to pick up, you know, without actually touching it. So it will actually, you know, sense any little bit of current that's flowing in there. So now I'm gonna unscrew these screws right here. All right, so now we got it out. As you can see, we have the copper wire here. The copper wire is usually bare, or it would have like a green casing around it, and it will always go to the green screw right here. Then over here, we have the neutral, and then we have the hot wire, which is by black. Black would be represented by hot. White would be represented as neutral, but not all of the time. Sometimes the white wire could also be hot as well. You know, other electricians, depending on how they wire it, they may put black tape. They may take maybe a marker, mark it, or you know, whatever. They may do something just to let the next person know. And this is another reason why I wanted to go in there and take a quick look, just to see, because I also wanted to see if there was anything on this white to let me know that maybe it could be, you know, hot as well. So now the next steps are, we're going to unscrew these wires right here. Right, we're gonna unscrew it, then we're gonna unhook the wires. After we unhook them, we're gonna straighten them out. I may actually cut them. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut them because I don't like how dusty they are. So I'm actually gonna cut them. You know, I'm gonna strip off the casing as well, and then I'm gonna connect it to the smart switch. So as you can see, the wiring that I have, I only have 2 wires and a ground. The reason why I went with this company right here is because they actually supply smart switches that work with this type of wiring, right? As you can see, this one only requires 2 wires and a ground. And as you can see, I have 2 wires and a ground. So this one actually works perfect. There's actually a lot of other smart switches out there that would require another wire, a 3rd wire, including a ground. But the way this house is set up, I don't have that, so I had to go with this company, GE, and it fits perfect. And as you're unscrewing, these screws don't come out. They just extend to a certain point, and then you're gonna have trouble keep trying to unscrew it because it's not gonna actually come out. So once you feel that resistance, then that probably means that it reached its limit, and then you could just stop and then unhook it. Again, these wires are really tough. You can't really see it from the video. You know, sometimes when you're looking at these videos and you're trying to learn, you know, you look at these wires and you're thinking of them being delicate, but they're really not that delicate. They're really a little tough. Just pull it out, and that's it. As you can see now, they're the same length. So the next steps is just as simple as putting them next to each other, putting the cap on, and then just twist it, and that's it. So the first thing you want to do is connect the ground. All right. You just put them next to each other, and when you put them next to each other, you just take the cap, you put it on, and then you just screw it. Give it a tug. It's not coming off. Good to go. It's in there tight. So now I'm going to connect. I'll connect the neutral. Good to go. As you can see, there's no exposed wire down here. Give it a tug. It's not coming loose. Good to go. Good connection. You can see there's no exposed wires. So even if they're next to each other, the wires down here, there's not exposed, so it's not gonna touch. I'm gonna fold these wires back inside like an accordion, because then it would help, one, fit back in, and two, when you're going to take this out, it'll come out really easy. It won't be tough taking it out. So now we're gonna fold them back inside. To keep in mind how thick this is, and that's another reason why you want to fold it in, to get as much space as possible to have this fit. So now the next thing you want to do is take the faceplate and put it on. But again, remember earlier I was saying that there's another piece. So this piece right here, you're actually screwing in. You're actually screwing in like this, and then you're taking the faceplate, and the faceplate is actually just gonna snap on. You don't have to screw them all the way tight, just screw them in just to secure it. Now, for the last piece, the faceplate. Again, remember, it's directional. The top goes up, and then all you have to do is just snap it on. Listen to the snap. That's all you have to do. Now we're good to go. The next step is to turn the power on and check to make sure everything works, that you connected the wires correctly, and you're good to go. Back to the box. Again, turn it on. Now the power should be on. When we go back upstairs, before we connect it on to the phone, let's just test it. You see the light is off. Let's test it out. Oh, we got light. So now what we're gonna do before we actually connect it, I just remembered, we're gonna put this in. So remember, to put this in, we need to take this light bulb out. When we take this light bulb out, we put this in, then we take the light bulb and stick it in here. So we're about to do that now. And of course, these old lights, I had it on for like 2 seconds and it's burning hot, of course. That's why everything is LED. But I'm gonna take a little rag. Of course, this rag is dirty. Don't worry about that, ignore it. We're gonna take this off. Now we took that out. Now we're gonna try to screw this in. And of course, it does not fit. Of course, it doesn't fit. Okay, so we're not gonna be able to use this. Let's see how it works. So now we're going to connect the switch to the phone. So when you do it, you have to go here to add device. And then you have to look at what type of device that you're adding. What I'm adding is a wired switch. So I'm clicking here. It's asking you about this. But again, as you saw, I wasn't able to put it in because of the type of light fixture that I have. Let's just skip it. Let's just go to the next one. All right. Now this is just asking you about install your switch, install your device using the instructions in the box. We already did that. Press next. So now it says place in setup mode. So basically it's saying to hold this down for 10 seconds. Locate your device. We're locating the device. We know where it's at. All right, now it says setup. Now I'm going to set it up. Now it's connected. You'll put family name. Now here, this is asking what type of light bulb we're using. Right, so we're using a traditional halogen light bulb. We're selecting that. All right, now we're good to go. It's actually set up, as you can see, it's right here. So I'm gonna press it, show you that it's working. So the last thing we have to do before we can say this job is done is take the plastic off. Now the job is complete.